move by using the WASD keys on your keyboard. And using the spacebar allows you to jump, and the C key to crouch. Please move up to the table in front of you.
Hello and welcome to A.R.C, Artificial Resistance Corporation. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Now install the weapon on the table. Now there are key features you need to know. 1. You can switch on combat mode by pressing O and off by pressing Shift.
The narration is really quiet. You can barely hear it. It would be a good idea to boost the sound of the voice acting.
Please proceed upstairs.
What? It's very impressive visually for a Game Guru game. Also really good use of the shader effects that you can have. The reflective surfaces and all that. Kind of reminds me of A.R.C games. Sure, the lighting is better in A.R.C games, but still. For Game Guru this is very cool looking. We get a cutscene. It's a bit long and uneventful, and it could really use some music or sound design, but for Game Guru game this is some really high production value. The pacing is a little off though. Going to Mars. 2065, that's a little early for humanity to do stuff on Mars. I don't see this happen in 40 years from now. Mars again. I wonder if this is a placeholder and there's going to be narration and music later. Because I did not edit this, these sequences are really this quiet. This is really cool though, it's all done in-engine, in Game Guru. There you see the robots being manufactured. I assume these are robots or cyborgs. Because this is, I guess, our player character, and when he's zooming in you see a human face superimposed on him. So I don't know, robots, cyborgs, guys in a suit, clones. It's never explained, I don't think. Well, something is happening. Cool character models though. Now we get our little Robocop sequence.
Well, here goes nothing. I hope this works.
Yeah, I hope so too. And here we go. game has a really grey and red sterile look to it, but that works with Game Guru's lighting engine. Or the lack of a lighting engine, to put it better, because you cannot have dynamic shadows in the Game Guru engine. So this game kind of hides it by using the shaders the way it does, so everything has this glistening look, and there's splash damage from the attack.
Enemy sighted.
The combat is really awkward because it's missing a lot of sound effects. You will notice this more when we keep playing the game. Head to the engineering station. Okay, let's go. Let's bounce once I get this door open.
You can't be here.
This kind of interior architecture is really difficult to make in Game Guru. One of these video game companies where the company logo is on every single door. Let's see what the AI does. It's going towards the door. It's going. It will open. It's stuck in it. Almost made it. Best Game Guru AI ever. It almost made something happen. I guess I'm not supposed to kill civilians. Alrighty. It's very refreshing to play a Game Guru game that has its own visual style. Most of them are just asset flips where a whole bunch of random 3D models by different artists are just scattered in a map, often without any coherence. This is very different. Sure, the combat is absolute dog shit, but hey, you can only do so much in Game Guru, and this is really good. If you replace these sound effects that the player makes when he's hit with some impact sound, like a bullet penetrating armor, it would already be a bit more visceral. Also, the enemies don't do any sounds, they don't talk. The weapons make barely any noise. If you change that, I think it would be a lot more dynamic. Scripting for the heart is pretty cool.
Enemy sighted.
This one had a line. More of that, please. There could be a bit more variation with these computer screens, but it's fine. The sensitivity is a bit too low when you aim down the sides, but that's naturally not that important. Damn it. I shouldn't speak English this early in the morning. Date markers are a cool addition.
Looks like you're operating 100%. Good.
Yeah.
Not like the other AI you encountered. And I felt if we reprogrammed you, you could help us take down the A.R.C. They say they are helping humanity, but really it's all for military gain and to control the population. We can't do this without you. I'll take those PDAs, and you need to get to the lift and get to the main.
I'm standing right in front of her,
And
but he
remember,
sounds like
don't
he's
kill
talking
any
over an
civilian
intercom.
scientists. You are not programmed to do so, and will be shut down.
Alrighty then. Get to the lift, let's do that. This must have been really frustrating to make in Game Guru. In case you don't know, the engine is not really good in handling indoor areas. It's very possible, but it's also very frustrating. I made my fair share of indoor levels in Game Guru, believe me. So many animated things also. Combat could use an overhaul though. It would make the game a lot better if the sounds were different. Because as you can hear, it's mostly just enemy fire sounds like psh, psh, and the player reacts to it like ow. It's not very engaging. Trying to find them because they blend in the environment and they can knock off a lot of hers with just a single hit. Music is pretty alright though. a good rhythm to it. Ah, yes. I don't know how you manage that these robots have shadows. You gotta explain that one to me. Oh wow, the wall just disappeared.
Okay, you're in the maintenance shop. Now I'm just gonna update your PDA. There. Now you can see your new missions and proceed.
Vitaforge textures. I see you're a man of culture as well. Encounters like this are not very fun. But I know it's game over. You're doing your best with what you have. Oh.
You can't be here.
Really impressed by these large metal rooms you made in Game Guru with all the animated fans and stuff. Even if I can see through the door here. I know how difficult it can be.
Enemy sighted.
You get objectives in the game, but it's not very well explained why you're doing what you're doing. Apparently I'm blowing up these consoles, but what that is supposed to accomplish, I do not know.
Enemy sighted.
That reload sound effect is just dreadful. It's a nice touch because it spawns new enemies so you know where to go. These corridors can all look a bit the same. It's a very minimalist game. But I think it would be really great if the combat was, if this had really good combat encounters. Like Fear, for example. I know you can't do this in Game Guru, but just spitballing, what if? It's also a game concept that would have been really good if it was made in the Source engine. Oh, I forgot to cut out the loading screen. Oh well, if you made it this far. You can watch a few seconds of a loading screen. It's not like this is particularly action-packed. Very cool with the flickering lights also. That's actually a pretty interesting feature that they can melee you. You see, not everything is bad about Game Guru's AI. Some things are interesting. Most are not, but some are. Ah, classic. Just these very long industrial hallways and this animated stuff everywhere. It's very unusual for a Game Guru game. Really cool. Yeah, this needs sound effects so bad. One of my old models. But I think Bugsy made that fuse box. I just textured it. This area is going to be frustrating. I'm out of ammo for the rifle, so... Oh well. All the dust and fog. Very unique for Game Guru. Alright, this is the final boss. There he is. Yeah, as I said, this would be a great game if the combat wasn't completely boring like this. I don't know if there is that much that you can do. What you did is impressive, all the custom stuff, but I'm just being honest. I'm sorry if this is overly critical, but and the game is complete. I hope some of this was useful to you. Goodbye.